Hello guys, DJParson here, and I'm back with the next game of the International Championship. This is game number 5. It's gonna be a 4-player game. Actually, all the coming games are gonna be, or all the rest of the games are gonna be 4 players. And let's check out the current standings as they stand right now. We can see that, yeah, once again, I'm not going too hot in this new season. I have 4 games complete. Yeah, in 3-player games, I've got 2 second finishes, 1 third, and then in the first 4-player, I got the 3rd place as well, only getting 5 points, 5 points in total. So I guess, it's relatively okay. A lot of them are 3-player games; they don't give as many points. But overall, under average points from my first 4 games. So the next 3 are going to be really important. As you can see, we are fighting for survival once again. Paulino with 5, me with 5, but Paulino only has 3 games complete. Then we see Temuris with 4 games complete on 2, and Sandwhale 3 games complete and only 1 point. So he will have to do quite well in his last 4 games. But yeah, still a lot of games to come. On the top we see Silent rocking the 1st place, basically together with Irene. Both of them 17 points. So once again, a lot of differences between the top and the bottom, and then Genghis and Paulino with 11 and 5. So yeah, three players with over 10 points. Even Silent. Look at Silent's performance here. First, yeah, all of his first 3 games he has won. So that is really impressive. He's looking strong to win this season. But with that said, let's hop into the next game. Here we can see this is going to be a 4-player game. As I said, we're going to be playing against Sandwhale, Temuris, Paulino, and then me in 4th position. And let's see what Sandwhale will do with his first turn. Or maybe let's first take a quick look at the leaders and wonders. We see a lot of really good HA wonders. Pyramids, Library, Colosseum, and Roman roads. I think most people would agree. Those 4 are the best ones. We see a lot of military actions between Colosseum, Caesar, Zizka, Arc, Napoleon, and Robespierre, and then even the Kremlin. So a lot of MAs. We see Gutenbeast, we see Nostradamus, Columbus, but no Suez Canal, Bach, Nobel, Gaudi, so some cultures here as well. And then in H3 we see Pierre and Marlene, but no Bill Gates. Yeah, computers in general don't seem too strong. I mean, yes, Sid Meier, and to a lesser degree Marie Curie, but no Einstein, no Steve Jobs, no Bill Gates. But Manhattan Project, that makes the computers a little bit better, maybe. And then Red Cross is here as well as Hollywood, so there could be big Hollywood. So Sandwhale takes the pyramids for his first turn. I think I would have gotten for Hammurabi instead because there are so many good wonders, but let's see. Temuris does go Hammurabi Frugality. Paulino, Confucius, and Stockpile. Only taking 2 cards where he could have taken 3. And then I take Boudica and Rich Land. I mean, the alternative is just the Colosseum and then a float 1 civil action. But I guess this also works. There's a lot of good other wonders that I can still grab if they come out. So let's see that. Roman roads and library, so we should get one of these good ones. Sandwhale will go for Homer here, and that's extra mine. Temuris, I would assume, takes Colosseum. Very good synergy with Hammurabi, so I can definitely see that. No, he doesn't. Okay, interesting. Yeah, he goes for the Roman roads instead. I mean, that also has synergy with Hammurabi. Paulino elects Confucius, grabs the Colosseum, and leaves a library on 2 civil actions, so I will have to decide if I want that for 2 CA. I can elect Boudica here. I can build that mine if I want. Yeah, and grab the urban growth. So library for 2, and there's the Universitas coming down. So with the Universitas being here, even if I don't get the library, which is not 100% sure, because it could still be here next turn. If not, I can still go for the Universitas. Sandwhale gets the development of religion. Let's see, he can, come on. There it is, he gets the religion, and let's see, he can take it, Tamiris can take it, Paulino can take it, and I can take it. Everybody gets a free religion. And he will start building the pyramids and cultural heritage for 2. I mean, yeah, the cards on 1 are all HA, doesn't want those, takes the cultural heritage. Tamiris, development of warfare. Okay, so some of us have to decide if they want the religion or the warrior. I think most will go for the religion. And see, the library will stay, so we next turn have the decision between library and Universitas first. Paulino opens the trade routes, and he will take the religion, not the warrior, build that extra lab, and breakthrough. Yeah, and now for my decision, I have to think if I want the library or Universitas. I do have the knowledge of the ancients in hand, which is important. If I didn't have that in hand, it could be likely that it gets played, and then I would want an HA wonder, because the knowledge of the ancients, of course, gives extra if your wonders are from HA. But with me having that in hand, I can just decide to not play it and grab the Universitas, and that's what I do. I also take the free religion, take the wonder, and can finish it next turn and grab 1 printing press, so I can delay the philosophy, finish the Universitas next turn, go up to 3 science production, and then maybe I can also go for some printing presses. I can also stay with no extra population because I know that development of religion and warfare is out. The planning, what is the planning? Markets, politics, or settlement. So extra rocks, extra cards, or development of settlements, or 1 extra pop. I think that's what most people will go for. Oh, and Sandwell actually goes for the double HA wonder. Not every day that you see that. So we are, yeah, lucky that we have the knowledge of the ancients. If he had that in hand, this would be super strong start. Could just play that and is guaranteed to have 1 really good event like this. Still very interesting. Library and pyramids, really good wonders in general. Knights for Tamiris. Paulino can probably go for the Code of Laws, gets the development of civil life, and then the Code of Laws. Yeah, can also finish the wonder if he wants to, but he doesn't. He wants to take some extra yellow cards and then finish the wonder next turn probably. I don't want to play the vast territory. There is Christopher Columbus, so that's something I could wait for. Boudica is giving me whatever I want still. I think I took the science here. Yeah, I took the 1 extra science from Boudica. So she's still good, and I can wait and maybe get Columbus and then get the vast territory for free with him. Or I go for Leonardo here. Okay, that's the alternative, I guess. Leonardo here is also pretty strong. He is promising to give extra rocks next turn. So I don't have to elect him here. Because Boudica will next turn give me something extra. And then I can go for Leonardo, get the 1 rock from developing the printing press, and then use the urban growth to build that printing press. Then we will have very good science, and Leonardo will give us extra rocks as well. So we take another warfare. We take the warfare for another technology, which is good with Leonardo. Sandwhale gets the knights, goes for 1 knight, going with the phalanx up to 7 rocks. So I'm happy that we took the warfare. Swordsman and breakthrough. He's looking to make some trouble with swordsman and knights and extra rocks from Homer. Tamiris also going for knights and Zhishka. Build 1 knight and okay, build a knight and grab the Great Wall. Interesting choice. Paulino will open the last development. It's going to be agriculture, so 2 extra food. And then Nostradamus for 3. Yeah, I mean, expensive, but he's afraid of Sandwell then, I guess. So we are looking weak at the moment. We are the weakest, but I think we can maybe stabilize that. We also do still have Boudica, so we have extra rocks to build a warrior or something. So I do go for Leonardo, go for the printing press, probably build one. Yeah, build one. Go for warfare. Get 1 extra rock from Leonardo. So he already has given us 2 rocks, which is really nice. Grab or build 1 extra warrior to be able to defend with 3 MAs and the defend cut, and then Bread and Circus is pretty good, I would say. Bread and Circus. There's Darwin, there is Gaudi, and then there's Pierre, of course. And it's also a way to get extra strength, because at the moment we don't have the knights yet. The knights were taken by Sandwell and Tamaris, and the last knights are coming down. But since Paulino is right in front of us, and he has the Colosseum, it's less likely that we will get the knights. So the warfare is a nice start, getting the extra MA and 1 strength. And then maybe with the Bread and Circus we can stabilize without knights against Sandwell and the rest who do have those knights. Okay, let's see what Sandwell, if he will play politics. No, he just finishes the library, takes iron and plays the cultural heritage. So next turn he can go for iron. There's a lot of food. We could see some early reds. Early reds right now would be hurting everybody. So let's find out if we see the reds. No, 1 extra science for each from Confucius. And then Tamaris, 1 extra knight. Phalanx and 1 extra farm. No, he doesn't want the extra farm. With the extra farm he would fulfill the tactic again, but he already is the strongest, so maybe that's enough for him. Paulino also opens something. Call to arms. So we lose 2 civil actions. Yeah, I mean, in last position it's always hard, and especially against 2 players who went for Homea and actually building a lot of stuff with them, and Zheshka. So we will be losing 2 civil action, which will hurt, but I think we still might be fine. So yeah. And Paulino does take the knights, so we are the only one with no knights. So he does build 1, and that's it. I know some of you have been commenting on my videos that I maybe don't play defensive enough in the beginning and fall behind too early. I'm thinking about if this is the case here, but in last position especially, it's quite hard. I could have been maybe more proactive, but I think at this point, I mean, my production is really solid. I did go for the warfare because I saw that I might be in trouble, so I don't know if that's the case in this game. They just took all the knights, and I don't know if I could have taken them earlier, especially because I didn't have the tactic up to that point. And it would be nice to have any tactic. I mean, I can copy the fighting band next turn. That will at least give 1 extra strength. So at least I'm not in danger of being aggressed. But in last position, I'm just, yeah, gonna be the weakest for a lot of these events. So we will have to see how punishing they will be. Developed territory is won by Paulino, who has to send 1 warrior, 2 cards. I also bid 2 then, I guess, yeah. I can increase pop, build 1 extra warrior, copy the tactic, yeah, make everything so that there won't be an aggression. Grab the irrigation as well. Yeah, with 2 civil actions there's not that much to do. Spend some rocks on military, grab irrigation here. Yeah, and we have good harvest in hand, so irrigation might be quite nice. 1 more science for everybody. Nothing that hurts. Sandwell goes for the iron. Pretty late iron, but yeah, it's the first one out actually. So yeah, this game is different than a lot of others. There's no early irons. The first iron is built on yeah, the last turn of H1 maybe, because the rest of the irons are not out. So yeah, pretty heavy military up to this point. Sandwell goes for more of that, more military, and rich land for his next iron upgrade. So I think I really like Sandwell's position. Not only the wonders are good, he also has the iron Can upgrade both next turn, and he's really strong. He's been using Homer really nicely. I think he used him probably 2 or 3 times, which is not bad. And then he soon can go for different leader. But he has to hurry before he runs out of time with Homer, and then he will lose the happy face. Tamarus opens Immigration. Sandwhale and Paulino have the most happy faces. They both have 2. So yeah, if I had all the civil actions last turn, maybe I would have gone for bread and circuses, and then I would have won the Immigration. That would have been quite nice. But wasn't meant to be. Tamarus goes for Alchemy 2 times. Reserves. And that's it. Still interested that he doesn't build the extra farm. I really would like him to build an extra farm, get even more strength, get more culture, and more food, of course. But he decides against it. Paulino goes for Pact with Tamarus. Paulino can use food as rocks, and Tamarus vice versa. And then Paulino with 12 science goes for the Monarchy and Alchemy. But overall, he also still very low rock production, as has everybody else. At least I have Leonardo, so I get some extra rocks. See, I do play the Good Harvest and open the Pestilence, so we will lose 1 population. I will then go for Irrigation, upgrade 2 times, and grab Masonry. Not so sure about the Masonry. I mean, yeah, it has potential. Printing presses become really cheap. Bread and Circus becomes really cheap. I mean, I maybe would have liked the Code of Laws. Maybe only upgrade once, but then we would have had Corruption. So yeah, not such an easy turn. The Code of Laws would have been quite nice, but that would have been most of the turn. And probably would have denied us going for the Irrigation this turn. And this also has its charms. It's a cheap tech, the Masonry, so extra rocks from Leonardo. We make our buildings even cheaper. So Bread and Circuses and the Printing Press become really cheap. And then we have a lot of population to put in there because we have the 2 Irrigations. So we can see if this will turn out to be good. But the Code of Laws, of course, would have been really nice as well. Sandwhale goes for 1 extra knight, going up to 10 strength, and he does go for Columbus. And the Taj Mahal, not a bad turn, really not a bad turn. Playing a new tactic as well, 11 strength from him. He really has it all. He has good rocks now, healthy, happy faces, still some population left, and really good strength. So yeah, quite impressive what he's been doing. And that's the start of H2. I discard my Urban Growth, sadly. Wasn't able to use it, I think, on the Printing Press because of Corruption. And then didn't have time to go for the Bread and Circuses. Let's see, Good Harvest comes out. So yeah, that I mean, it is a good reason to go for the Irrigation in the last turn. So maybe in retrospect I like it more than the Code of Laws. So maybe that actually was a good idea. If there are no reds. If now the reds come out, then yeah. It might also be GG because I have 9 food now. Same basically goes for Rebellion, so hopefully none of those will be revealed by Paulino. Tamarus does build an extra warrior, that's also fine, goes up to 12 strength against 11 from Sandwhale, but he has some problems. Yeah, he has science, a lot of science. But happy faces he needs. I guess he can finish Great Wall next turn. But no food, no extra rock production, so yeah. Science is what he's got and what he's got to use. Paulino doesn't play politics, interestingly. Goes for the Swordsman, Bread and Circus, and the Iron. Really interesting that he takes the Iron for 2. Just so, I mean, maybe he didn't have anything else to do with his extra civil action, and he doesn't, he wants to take the Iron away from Tamarus, because now the last Iron will only be available during my turn. And not during Sandwhale or Tamarus. So I skip politics, of course. I don't want to risk the chance of reds or rebellion coming out. And then I can increase pop 2 times. Go for 1 Bread and Circus. Can't go for the Masonry yet. No civil actions for that, but I have a lot of science. So what I'm searching for the most, Cornmon or Republic. With my warfare, I feel comfortable even with Republic. Maybe at a later point I can add the Kremlin or one of the military action leaders. But yeah, Conmon of course would be even better. So hoping for one of those good H2 government forms. Defend cards and a tactic right off the bat. That's quite nice. We don't have swordsmen. First riflemen are out already, so we will have to see if we can fulfill this tactic. But it's good to have it at least. Sandwhale uses Columbus for the inhabited 1, which is not bad. 1 pop, 2 yellow cubes. And then he will go for 1 extra iron and journalism. So his plan is to go for 1 journalism. Next turn he has exactly the resource that he needs. And he even has the urban growth, so he will be able to afford that. And then uses rocks for that. Temerus goes for an aggression against me, but I can defend. I don't even have to use the H2 defend card. But Temerus gets the Conmon, so the first one comes out during Temerus' turn, who's also definitely waiting for that. So he can go for this turn and grab the coal. Not bad. Temerus is looking strong now as well. With the Conmon, with coal next turn, with the rich land, I think he can upgrade 2 times, or maybe only once, but still really, really impressive. And then he has a good late game wonder, 2 good late game wonders, Great Wall, helping in the end very much. So yeah, I like where it is going for him. Paulino will reveal the Reign of Terror. I'm the weakest player, that hurts. I mean, I have a free population, I have food production, but still, the question then is, what do I go for when I don't have any free pop? Paulino goes for Rifleman instead of Swordsman, so that's not good for us. And then he upgrades 2, going up to 11. Opera and the cannon as well. He has a lot of civil actions, so he grabs a lot of cards. And I'm still struggling for civil actions the most. So yeah, not that much to do, no population. I think this turn we just have to have corruption. I can't destroy. I don't want to destroy anything. So I go for navigation. Some extra strength can be good for colonies if I can send away some of these warriors. And I need extra strength to be able to defend against Temerus or Sandwhale. Temerus already tried an aggression last turn, maybe he's going to try another one. So yeah, going with the navigation for the extra strength, because I already have the warfare, so I like that more than the strategy. Sandwhale, new deposits. Ooh. That is great for him. That's very, very likely been played by himself. 7 rocks for him. So that means he can build 1. And he could have actually built 2 journalisms, but he decides he likes the strategy more. So he grabs that one. And then maybe next turn finish the touch. Go for the extra printing, the extra journalism. Barbarians hits Paulino, but he's not one of the 2 weakest, so he just ignores that, nothing happening. Temerus gets James Watt as well, so he's gonna have really, really cheap coal. Go for James Watt, develop coal, upgrade once and twice. 7 rock production for him now. Next turn he can upgrade that even more. Yeah, the only thing that he needs now is population. And there's still 3 selective breedings here. So yeah, looking really good for him as well. Early usage of Watt can be really good. Paulino opens Crusades. He gets 4 culture from me. And then he will go for Iron. Upgrade, upgrade. And the Kremlin. He does have a couple of extra happy face from the Colosseum. Where's this last one coming from? Ah, the temple, right. The religion, didn't see it. And then he has Bread and Circus in hand already. So yeah, I think I like the Kremlin here. Even more civil and military actions for him. And now it's my turn. And now I have to decide if I want to wait for the Conmon or if I go for the Republic. And I think with this, even more science, I need civil actions. So I think Republic is... Yeah, it's Republic's time now. Can go for it. Can increase pop once. Build an extra farm. Yeah, I need more population. Still corruption. Urban growth and reserves. Gaudi would be really nice. Darwin works as well. I think Gaudi won't be available anymore when I go for him. So I guess I could have gone for Republic and then Gaudi this turn, but I also really like building the extra irrigation because I have so many cheap things. As alternative is also destroy some of the other things. Go for Darwin, maybe destroy the religion and use that population for something else, something more expensive. Maybe military. Military still. I mean, I'm not that weak. I am the weakest, but I have stabilized at 9 military. So aggressions aren't the biggest problem. The only problem that I have is that I need military technologies. Hopefully the riflemen or then the cannons with a good tactic. But no extra tactic here. Sand whale opens the rats. Yeah, I mean 5 foot gone, but that is we didn't have that much before. I had to reload really quickly, so here we see the rats again. Rats hitting again. Yeah, 5 food to 2. The thing is 5 food, we produce 4 each turn, so the rats are in, that is bad for us, but the timing is not that bad for us. Sandwell goes for Gaudi. Okay, he goes for Gaudi, can grab the team sports as well here if he wants to. And the scientific method, no, architecture, yeah. He still needs population as well. So these guys definitely in need of population, but there's still selective breeding, so I don't think that they will have problems with food in the long run. Tamaris goes for international agreement with Palino, so Tamaris produces extra rock and Palino gets the extra food production. Tamaris now with 10 rock production goes to selective breeding and upgrade 2. Wow, he's looking strong now with 3 coal, 2 selective breeding at the middle of H2. Really strong. Also with the Cornmon. Palino opens the autonomous territory that was played by me, I think, and I have the navigation. So yeah, that navigation is paying off. I do get the extra military and civil action for just 1 warrior. Really good. And then I decided to take 3 food. So the rats are gone, but I get 3 food to rebuild population. And I mean, one problem might be Palino could have played an aggression at 6 to 11. But thankfully he... Or was that? Oh no, that was revealed during Palino's turn. Right, yeah. So no problem there. Perfect position for me to spend some defend cards. So Palino grabs cavalryman, goes for cannons. Producing 2 food now, which is really good for him. With the pact. And then I decide to go for coal. Upgrade once. Could play reserves and upgrade again, but I also need the riflemen. Decide to upgrade them. Yeah, I still need to be able to defend. So upgrading both of them delays the second coal a little bit. That would have been nice as well. But I need to be able to defend. And this is nice. This was a really nice turn of events, getting the autonomous territory. Getting the coal, getting the riflemen, all really nice. So yeah, that was really good. A lot of food now with frugality and everything else. And now I draw an extra tactic, the mobile artillery. But I need cannons for them anyway. And now I can just go for the defensive army because I have the riflemen. So yeah, tactics are looking good. I should be able to get one of the 2 cannons. More likely than that I don't get them, so we will see. Sandwhale goes for architecture, finishing the Taj Mahal and grabbing the Harvard College. 12 culture production from him. Tamaris only with 1, but he owns the freedom of movement. He goes for justice system. That would have been really nice for me, the justice system. I have big blue cube problems now with losing 2 to the autonomous territory. But Tamaris grabs it, goes for architecture as well, and finishing the Great Wall and grabbing 1 breakthrough. And builds an extra knight. I mean, the knights don't have synergy with the Great Wall, but warriors are also not the best thing to build. Maybe he has a tactic for those knights. Polino opens the vast territory. I don't have any new defend cards, so Sandwhale is able to win it. And then even if I had won it, I'm not so sure. I would have lost another blue cube. Yeah, still would be nice, but this is expensive. 1 warrior and 1 knight for the colony. And then Polino goes for Nobel. And selected breeding in hand. And military. So yeah, Polino is preparing for something strong. He has a lot of military actions. Has Nobel now, so extra strength. Has, yeah, 2 extra military actions from Kremlin and Colosseum. And all the H2 tactics. So he can go for all H3, all the H2 technologies. So he can go for all H3 tactics. And with the selected breeding, he can get extra population as well to do that. See if I... Oh, I do go for an aggression. Yes, I was wondering. Sandwhale has won the territory, but I actually am able to annex it from him. He just sent away 2 units, 1 knight, 1 swordsman, and that makes him pretty weak. And he didn't have that many... wait. He didn't have that many military actions, only 2 military actions, so that definitely was maybe a little bit unfortunate for him. So I am able to steal the vast territory right back. In retrospect, I mean, I was so happy winning the territory that I thought, okay, sure, I grabbed the vast territory immediately. Maybe, I don't know if it would have been worth considering taking the inhabited territory instead, because I would have a lot of corruption problems like this. But it's also really, really nice to be able to get the vast territory for 4 yellow cubes here. I think that is still worth more. But yeah, that is actually really, really good. Getting the vast territory for free from Sandwhale. Or not for free, for 2 military actions. So great aggression. A little bit, yeah, Sandwhale a little bit too greedy winning that territory with not being prepared to defend an aggression against me. Even if I've had played other aggressions, that is still really, really expensive. Sending away 2 units and you get aggressed once, most likely. That is maybe a little bit of an overcommitment to that colony. So I go for Napoleon. The other options, Bach could have been an option, but there's no... Oh, there's 1 opera. But if you don't have the opera already and then you go for Bach, you're gonna get denied the 2nd opera. So this may be a good turn to go for a new leader, and that would be Napoleon then. I don't need Robespierre. Napoleon, extra strength, extra MAs. I still don't have the most, but now it's starting to look better with the warfare with Napoleon. And the autonomous territory, I have 5 of them. I am pretty far behind in culture, behind Sandwhale and Polino, but pretty equal to Tamurus. I have good rocks, I have good food, now I have a really good yellow bank, and actions are looking good as well. So, yeah, a lot of yellow cards in hand too, so a lot of options for me how I want to play this. And I, with Napoleon, kind of have to go for military now. Can go for an extra printing press, use my population, 2 extra printing press. Okay, so I don't just go for military. The problem with that would be that I don't have cannons yet. I need cannons. There's still 2 of them left. We will see if I am able to get them, and then I can start going for more military. But if I'm left out on the cannons, I can't do much with Napoleon. So building 2 printing presses instead. There is, of course, the option always to go for multimedia later. There's no big synergy with that, only the Hollywood. But it's still the best urban buildings that I can build right now, I think. Alternative, maybe scientific method. But we will see. Also, the efficient upgrade is probably... No efficient upgrade. I think I would have liked the efficient upgrade for the next upgrade of the bronze to coal. Upgrade 1 more, I would think. That would have been a good option. Cavalryman also really good. Then I have at least those 2 up to date in H3, so I can concentrate on H3 tactics. Or go for one of the H2 ones. Especially with Napoleon, I need cavalrymen. I'm just not sure about... Here we see the first problems arise. I built the printing presses and now I have no corruption. If I had not built the extra printing press, yeah, and grabbed the efficient upgrade instead, then I would have had corruption and that would have made it not as good anymore. So yeah, only 2 blue cubes on the field and I am just out of corruption. So hopefully we are able to get civil service, but that's the only other thing that has blue cubes. So we will see. Sandwhale can just finish the Howard College breakthrough and the strategy. So he at least gets out of the problem with being aggressed, I guess. 11 strength should be enough with the strategy for military actions. And he finishes another one. 13 cultural action for him. Arms industry, we get 2 extra rocks and Polino get 3 extra rocks. So yeah, I mean, if you get the arms industry, that is actually really nice that you can maybe just go for all H2 tech or H2 technologies and get 6 extra rocks, which is really, really nice. And we do see the cannons coming out. Tamaris will grab and finish the Statue of Liberty in one go. And then no cannons for him. That means we are guaranteed to get cannon. Oh yeah, and Paulino already has his cannons. So that means we definitely are gonna get one of the cannons. Damaris goes after that for one more warrior with the Great Wall. I mean, 18 strength, he's the strongest, but his late game strength is falling behind the others. Paulino, as I said, with all the technologies. I will also have all the technologies available. And Tamaris only with knights and warriors. Paulino will open the National Pride. Sandwhale has the most culture still, so he wins that. And then Paulino goes for Organized Religion. And yeah, and the Selective Breeding, upgrading those, upgrading once again. Revolutionary Idea and Engineering Genius for him. So we will get some nice cannons and reserves, which is good. And there's civil service actually. It comes down to 2 civil actions as well. I think I played the territory here. Oh, there's more source of blue cubes that I forgot. Colonies. And I'm able to win it. Yeah, okay, that is really, really good. That Sandwhale and Paulino don't want this one. It's not as good for them because they need the population. But for me, this is perfect. 4 blue cubes is even maybe the better part than the 9 rocks. Going up to a healthy amount of blue cubes again is really, really nice. And then Churchill. Okay, so Marlene, yeah, Marlene is here not as good. I don't have theaters, so Churchill is really impressive. If I can use him each turn for cavalrymen and cannons, I can definitely do that. The only problem that I see here is the military actions, that when Napoleon is gone, I won't have the most the most military actions anymore, only 4. But we can see. I think I then go for cannons. Okay, I don't go for Churchill yet. No, I do. I do go for Churchill. Develop 1 cannon. Get more population out. Build 1 cannon. And upgrade 1. See, I had a lot of rocks. This gets me out of corruption. I have 3 coal now. Up to 10 rock production. And the army. I don't have to show the army. Then I will still draw 3 cards. But I do. I want to be the strongest. Yeah, I mean, I go up to 19. Even stronger than Tamaris. I think then it's worth it. I can show the tactic. You only draw 2 cards. Military alliance. Input of balance. What I'm searching for, of course, are wars. Then I can wars and a new tactic. Hopefully modern army. Or any of the... Yeah, most others are fine as well. Modern army entrenchments. Positional army. All of them good. And 1 war. Then I can reliably go for that military play. Sandwhale goes for very late Cornwall. Frugality gets... I mean, he's that's impressive how much population he's gotten with just those 2 agricultures that he has. Cannon, reserves, and that's it. I mean, he's still struggling a little bit because, of course, he lost the vast territory. With if he had that, then his population would be looking a lot better. But at least he gets 2 more out this turn. And after this it's gonna be hard, especially he needs Happy Face as well, but he has team sports at least. Temerus will open Develop Territory. Paulino able to win it for 8+, which is okay, just 1 Rifleman. And then Temerus goes for Military Theory. Yeah, that is one I would also really like, the Military Theory. Temerus goes for Tanks and Urban Growth. So maybe next turn Computers. There's also going to be the Nobel Prize at some point, have to keep that in mind. So computers do have some extra value now. 23 rocks from Temerus, that's a lot. Paulino goes for Pact. I produce 1 extra culture. Paulino has +4 strength. I mean, yeah, extra culture protection for me is nice. Protecting Paulino a little bit from aggressions from the others. And then if I go for a war or aggression against Paulino, of course, this pact will end. So it's, for me, it's just a win-win. I get 1 extra culture protection, he gets 1 less. And he also gets Air Force and Military Theory. Yeah, I will have to start looking for some extra military actions, perhaps. Alternatively, I can still go for culture play, can go for multimedias, and just use Churchill defensively. And if I don't use Churchill, then he just still gives me 3 culture each turn, which is not bad this early on. I think he's better than Napoleon would be right now. He's definitely better than James Watt. So yeah, I can just, if there's the possibility, I can just go for multimedias, try to get some Nobel Prizes and high culture production. Brilliant revolutionary idea, and that's it. No, 1 cannon, so he actually becomes the strongest. Really interesting that he wanted the pact still. Maybe to make himself the strongest. We're gonna see if something really important is under here that he put there, like refugees or something. Yeah, we're gonna find out. See if I play the Imp of Balance. Yeah, that is looking actually quite okay. The Imp of Balance. Oh, by the way, I completely forgot about it. The irrigation is gone. I think I used the freedom of movement to put 1 irrigation into the coal. Because I have extra extra yellow cubes. I have the vast territory, so I maybe don't need 2 irrigations anymore. So I put the irrigation into the coal. Alternatively, I could have maybe put the philosophy into the coal, because I don't really need the philosophy anymore, but we will see. Do I play the Imp of Balance? Yes, I do. And refugees, yes. So, I mean, I don't know if I could have seen that from Paulino, that he wanted the pact to be the strongest and not the weakest. Before his turn he was really weak. I didn't know that he would go for Military Theory and the extra cannon. Perhaps I could have seen it, but I didn't. Maybe if I had done more analysis on his turn and see what the most strength could have been that he goes for, maybe I should have declined the promise of military protection. But then there's also a lot of cards, and I didn't know that there were refugees that he played, which I'm assuming. Or he maybe just wanted to be the strongest in general. Okay, mechanized agriculture. So yeah, definitely don't need the extra irrigations anymore. Also really good for the Imp of Balance, going up quite high, and especially if I get multimedia, I will have a really good Imp of Balance. Increase pop and Air Force. Yeah, Air Force is still super important. There's a lot of good things here. Efficient upgrades and multimedia would be very good. Yeah, this is a turn where there's so much good things to do, or so many good things to do, that it's hard to decide which one you should go for. Air Force, you always regret when you don't grab the Air Force. We could just draw war and tactic next turn, and then I can just completely say, okay, I don't need multimedia, I just go for war, go for the cavalryman, go for air forces. With Churchill, I can pump out so many units, and then just win with wars. And then if I don't draw that, I will need multimedias. I really would have liked to have the efficient upgrades then maybe, but air forces, even just to defend, is always important. And I do not draw a war. Peace treaty, probably not. Input of colonies is looking good. I have 3, so I do have the most. Yeah. Sand whale opens prosperity. Oh, not a lot of happy faces in this game. We get 3 extra food, but we have enough food now. We have 14 actually. There is still the Red Cross, so that is one way to spend all of that extra food. Sadly, we don't have architecture. We also lost the masonry after H2. But let's see, Sand Whale goes for reserves, and modern infantry. Yeah, maybe the reserves for extra food, but his problem is if he gets 1 more population, he will have more food consumption than he has production, so... I mean, maybe reserves are just good in general for him. Damaris opens emigration. Oh, Sand Whale is getting hit hard. He had such a good start, but it feels like since he lost the colony, the vast territory, he's been getting hit quite hard. Losing 1 more population to have the emigration where he doesn't have nearly enough population already. So yeah, that hits hard. At least he can get it back with 1 reserves. We will see. Damaris goes for Nelson Mandela. And then organized religions, I would know. Pro sports, yeah, Damaris is still looking really strong. Can build 2 of them this turn. Yeah, 5 extra culture from Mandela plus the 2 that he always gives. So 7 culture production from his leader right now is really, really good. Also the strength from the pro sports. Paulino goes for aggression against Sandwell, but he's able to defend. So no raid happening. Paulino goes for an air force. Military build-up. Patriotism. Yeah, patriotism really important. I also would have really liked to get that one. Now I have to start being a little bit careful. When Paulino goes for war against me, I will, or he will lose the 4 strength that we give him. But still have to be careful. But thankfully, I have Churchill to help. I have the air forces to help. Can maybe just go for 1 air force now. But no new tactics. So if I had a new tactic that I can use, that would be a good feeling. Play the input of colonies, international agreement. Paulino can decide that on his turn if he wants the extra cards, maybe to grab a wonder or something. And then I do get the multimedia, upgrade once. Reserves to be able to defend, endowment, and what else? Okay, I do go for 1 cavalryman. There is nothing with that on the table yet, but I can basically show the others that I could have a tactic. Sadly, I don't have enough science this turn to go for the air forces, but I wanted to use Churchill. Yeah, because I don't need the culture. At this point, my culture probably comes from the multimedia, but I don't want to fall into the trap of becoming too weak, so I feel like I should go for strength, should use Churchill, the extra science. And also I have to do that. If I want multimedia and I want cavalrymen and air forces next turn, I need to split Churchill's science up. So this turn go for the cavalrymen, then next turn I can afford the air forces. So I do that, and with the last civil action, upgrade another one. Okay, so upgrading another one, I have enough science for the air forces now. Next turn, I had that before as well. And I have enough to build 1 air force. So I'm signaling to the others, okay, I do have a modern army, I do have air forces, that is enough to defend, so don't attack me. Hopefully they will listen to me. Sandwell goes for international tourism with Damaris. That is so good. That is... Sometimes this is such a broken pack. That gives Damaris how much culture production? 4. And Sandwell 3. Ah, that is crazy. And then Sandwell takes the main project and can finish it this turn, getting 9 culture as well. So Sandwell stabilizing. Oh no, he has an unhappy worker, so he would have destroyed 1 warrior or something, or a swordsman. So we'll see if he does that. But yeah, all of the sudden Damaris and Sandwell super high culture production from that from that international tourism pact. Really finishes? Yeah, he finishes the main project and destroys a knight. Going down to 24, 25. So stabilizing in military. Very close in military, no, in general. Damaris gets the pop of science. 10 for me. I actually have the most science. 9, 6, and 4. He will go for computers. 1. And he gets the last, I think that's the last Air Force. So yeah, Sandwhale, the only one without Air Forces. It's pretty crazy. Sandwhale just has 2 swordsmen and a knight and has the same strength as us. And Tamara is still with the warrior and knights spam. But he has those pro sports which really help. And gets modern infantry, that's a nice upgrade for those warriors. And he has military theory, so he has options to defend. Okay, there it is. Paulino does go for war, but it is the war of a technology and not the war of a culture. And he goes for a new tactic. He goes for the mechanized army. Builds 1 cannon, 1 more cannon, and has enough for 1 more cannon, and destroys a lab. Goes for that cavalryman. So 63, really impressive. Next turn he can declare another war and go for 1 more air force. So maybe this is just the preparation. Get our stuff, get our science for maybe some Nobel prizes, and steal our navigation. And then hopefully he's gonna go with the war of a culture against one of the other guys. But that's what we will have to see. So yeah, first war of the game. So let's see, will I play politics, a bit of harmony? Yeah, apparently looking good. And inhabited territory won by me. I mean, yeah, the population will help defending. I maybe don't need my cavalrymen right now. Sadly, I don't have a new tactic. That's really one of the problems here, that I don't have a new tactic. And now we are actually live in this match. The rest was replay, and now we are live. So I am able to win this territory for 7+. Sandwhale. Paulino, of course, not sending anything. And I guess then I will have to send the cavalryman. Yeah, sadly I didn't get the tactic. I mean, maybe I need to keep it for next turn, and then I want to go for mechanized army. But I think I'd rather, yeah, this turn I need to keep my tactics, so I need to send the cavalryman. Get the population, so I have a lot of population. Can play the reserves, can go for air forces. Definitely build 1 air force, that puts me at 30, that's still not that much. Can build another cannon. Now if I had a new tactic, that would give a big boost. I can go for the tactic outdated once again. That means I draw no cards and get a little bit extra. I don't even know if that's worth it. Could just build the cannon and then prepare for next turn. If I get the reserves, I have 16 plus Churchill plus reserves. That should be enough. Let's build 1 extra here. So next turn I should be able to... Yeah, 11. I can build one more air force, 1 more rifleman. And I don't have the military actions to copy the mechanized army next turn anyway. So maybe something like that. And then I could grab a wonder. Hollywood is at 14 and United Nations at 16. But Hollywood could get bigger easily if I just upgrade 1 more, even though that's pretty expensive. Yeah, why did Paulino go against me? If only we had a better tactic. I mean, look at how weak Sandwhale is looking. I mean, I guess he has a lot of MAs. He can pump out a lot of strength out of the sun, but Tamiris, I mean, he has a lot of rocks. Maybe I overspent on the multimedia after all. Yeah, so what to do here in this last turn? Now with the last couple of civil actions. Probably just wonder, so the question is which one? Maybe deny United Nations from the others. Sadly I don't have an impact for that, but it's still at 16. I don't have engineering, so it's easier to build this one. This means I don't get Red Cross. But Tamiris is gonna take Red Cross. He has the food and he has architecture. So yeah, that's pretty good for him, and this war will be devastating. Sadly, I also don't have the military actions to next turn war someone as well, and I think next turn is going to be my last chance to do so. At 13, yeah, the age is going to be over most likely. I could say that I don't grab a wonder here, so that I have the option that maybe I prolong the game a little bit longer. I think I have to grab that one. And those are the two last ones. So I'm the only one with a wonder besides whoever gets Red Cross. So probably Temerus. Even though Sandwell, he has so many already. He can't take it that easily. So I take the only wonder. So maybe can come back with that and the impacts. Like this impact of Harmony is looking good as well, but that's not gonna come out anytime soon. But yeah, this is most that I can do. One problem is Paulino could go for an aggression on me as well, but he might need something more from... Yeah, he can go for another war, build another air force. And then I hope that's not against me, but against someone else. And then maybe Paulino wins. And he goes for war against Temerus, because Temerus gets a lot of culture, especially with the Red Cross. But Sandwell has a lot of culture, so Paulino will have to war one of the other guys as well, with an extra air force. I guess Sandwell would be the better target. So I guess that's what I'm hoping for. Paulino wars Sandwell in his next turn. I mean, potentially I could even declare war next turn as well, if I go for War of a Culture and build one more Rifleman. And then there is still the... both military actions gone, so I can't get any extra military actions. So this would be the biggest war. Oh wait, this is war for technology. I didn't even realize that. Oh, I did not. Oh, I just realized that. I just realized that this is war for technology. That, yeah, that changes things quite drastically. Because I don't lose any culture. That's great. He can steal all of my techs. I don't need the techs for the United Nations, so he can steal both of them. Yeah, not having the warfare hurts. And then 13 science gone, but I can go for my air forces this turn and then have everything else as well. Yeah, but losing the warfare means probably no war, because I have no extra military actions. Yeah, but I think the rest is fine. I think I can afford the United Nations. I have 2 more turns, 2 more productions of 10 with the reserves. I can go for the United Nations. Also, it's not in danger with the Hollywood. The problem is if I get raided, I lose a lot of potential from that. So I think the United Nations makes more sense. So I will go for this. Get rid of the peace duty. That's not. War next turn is going to be impossible, I think, because I lose the warfare. He can just take that. There's no reason for him to not take the warfare. It doesn't replace his military theory, so he just gets that on top, so I can't go for the War of a Culture anymore. But I could get it, I could use it if the game is prolonged a little bit longer. So I should decide for something else that I want to throw away. Like the Armed Intervention could be nice. They have a lot of MAs. I guess Peace Treaty. Get rid of the Peace Treaty. Draw 1 card, maybe a good impact. Input of Strength. In last position, that is not bad. I am assuming that Paulino will win this game. Well, if he has a war over culture, that is, then he's probably going to win the game. And then I could use this Input of Strength for 10 points. Yeah, so that is a good draw. Definitely a good draw. So let's see. Sandwell's last turn is going to be Impact of Balance revealed. 4 points for him, 12 for Temerus, 6 for Paulino, and 18 for me. That's nice at least. Sandwell does go for Satellites, Revolutionary Idea. Can use that Revolutionary Idea thanks to the Harvard University, and then movies and build 1 movies. 25 culture. He does get the Nobel Prize because of 2 technologies. He gets a better variety and progress. His progress is looking really, really good here. Then Tamiris goes for an aggression against Sandwell but fails. Goes for multimedia and rocket, so he also gets a Nobel Prize. And can build 2 multimedias. It's good for a lot of impacts, but balance is out already. Now Polino will first of all win the ward, steal 27 from me. And then he does go for the Occupy, so he does steal 3 resources, meaning I can't finish my wonder next turn. And I can't research anything anymore, I think. So Pro Sports and Tanks. He also gets a Nobel Prize. I mean, he has too much science, not enough technologies, but he can build Pro Sports, Religions as guaranteed culture. And now for my last turn, I did decide to go for an aggression. So now we're going to jump into play mode again. I went for an aggression, stole 7 culture from Sandwell. He defended against the mirrors, so he wasted, or he spent 1 defense card there, so it seemed like a good target. So I can steal 7 culture from him, because playing the Emperor of Strength wouldn't do me much good. Definitely not better than the aggression against Sandwell, and it was successful. So yeah, the biggest problem now, I can't finish the United Nations run, resource missing, so that aggression from Polino, very, very important. Also means I can't get the engineering out. That could be quite important for input of progress from Sandwell, for example, and maybe technology. Well, let's see what impacts are still in there. Industry, agriculture, competition. There's a lot of them possible. Technology would be quite bad, I think. Culture could be okay. I mean, realistically, I don't have a lot of culture. Realistically, I think the only opponent I can go against is Polino. Yeah, Sandwell just has too much. So, let's see. We have colonies and harmony. I can't do anything about colonies, but harmony. So I can increase population 2 times. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in military. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I can only go for max of 7, I think. If I build one more mine, if it's industries, it could be industries. Yeah, it could be industries. So I do go for the industry, I think, here. And then I can build something in, yeah, to get some happy faces. Probably just 1 religion will be the best. That's 1 culture guaranteed. If it's in bit of happiness, then it could be a little bit worse than the bread and circus, but not likely. Of course, I do play the endowment. That's 6 culture for me. And then I have some resources left, but I don't think I can do much with them. I can't destroy a rifleman, put that into cavalryman, because I don't have 2 military actions. That could be better for variety. If variety is even still in. Yes, variety is in. So we've prepared for harmony. I don't think there's much else for me to do. I guess the religion is debatable. The last religion here, because there is... Oh no, happy face is out. Alright, yeah. Happiness is out, so that won't matter. And then the only one where the brand circus is better is competition and architecture, but that's only, yeah, that's, competition is probably not in. I will go for the 1 religion, go for the endowment, and from the last 5 resources, I mean, if 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I could destroy one rifleman, because I don't think that it's competition. Oh, the only 2 impacts are not from Polino. So if Polino hasn't put in anything, then it's probably not competition. And it could be competition from Tamiris, I guess. So my choice here would be to destroy 1 rifleman and build another religion. It's 1 culture guaranteed for the possible 2 culture from the rifleman. And it doesn't matter for harmony. I mean, did Tamiris put in competition? He has 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 5 times 3. That's 15. 16, 17. That's definitely better than Sandwell. So Tamiris could have put that in. But it's also pretty good for Polino. And we still have the same position in strength. I think this makes sense. I don't think it matters too much. but the one culture could matter. And at the worst, if it is competition, then we lose one culture more than we gain. So I think this is going to be it. Sadly, no engineering, so there's a lot of bad impacts. So let's, yeah, nothing to 2 resources, can't do much with that. We didn't. Agriculture would be nice. Industry would be nice, I think. Yeah. Alright, then let's finish this turn and see the impacts. First one is going to be colonies. 0, 3, 6, and 12. It is pretty close between me and Paulino. Culture. 10, 15, 0, and 5, so it gets even closer between me and Paulino. Then we have wonders. I have no good wonders. 14, 19, 8, and 4, so at least Paulino doesn't get that much more. Harmony, 20, 16, 20, and quite a lot, 28. That does make it even, and the very last impact is gonna be progress. That is the nail in the coffin. That's 12, 22, 14. So Sandwell actually overtakes Timurus in the last impact because of progress, but 14 for Paulino, only 4 for me. Even the engineering wouldn't have been enough, but if Paulino didn't have the last aggression, then I would have been ahead of him, I think. If I had finished the wonder and gotten the engineering, that would have been good. But yeah, Paulino does get that aggression on me, so I become last place once again. And then we see Sandwell winning that quite close, so 2 very close battles. Me and Paulino no chance against these 2 guys. Paulino dragged me down with his war, but he does overtake me, and then Sandwell on the last impact overtakes Timurus, so well played to him, and congratulations. And we're gonna have a look at what this means for the tournament. So after this, yeah, sadly not so good match, it is looking as following. We can see that I am now in the last place, 5 games complete and 5 points. That's not that much. Paulino, after getting the 3rd position in that one, 6 points, so 5, 6, 7, 7. Silent still dominating, has finished another game, 22 points. Only wins from him. And then, I mean, Irene is not doing much worse, winning 3 and getting 1 3rd place here. So still really close. There's still a lot of games left. Timurus, for example, 6 games complete and 7 points, so he's definitely reachable for me. Same for Paulino. Of course, he has 1 more point. He's a better position than me. But 6 points, 4 games. Sandwell also 7 points, but 5 games complete, so he has a lot of potential. Or he has potential that I can overtake him still. We have the same games complete and 7 and 5 points, so pretty close in general. That's what I'm trying to say. It is pretty close here in the bottom. Definitely no hope left for me to win this tournament, but yeah, against something like this, I mean, how should I win against that? If he just wins every game. So yeah, this is gonna be all for today. Thank you guys for watching. I had really a lot of fun playing this game. This felt like a really great game. Sadly, in the end, didn't accumulate a lot of puntos, but I'm still hopeful that in the last 2 4-player games I can do well and then maybe save my spot in the Grandmaster League. So yeah, tune in again next week, and thanks for watching, guys.